The first thing I saw when I stepped out of the car was confusion. 200 guests stood in a dusty, empty lot, squinting at the sun, clutching gift bags and wedding cards. No white chairs. No flowers, no arch. Just gravel and weeds where my wedding venue should have been. And standing near the front, smiling faintly like she'd just proven a point, was my mother. My fiance, Daniel, looked at me like the ground had disappeared beneath his feet. Then my phone buzzed. A text from my maid of honor, Lila. "Give me 3 minutes. Trust me." I slipped the phone back into my clutch and looked straight at my mother. She thought she had already won. She had no idea the show hadn't even started. 6 months earlier, I still believed my mother loved me. That sounds ridiculous now, but when someone raises you, you spend years convincing yourself their cruelty is normal. When I got engaged to Daniel, she smiled the same tight smile she'd used my entire life, the kind that never reached her eyes. "You're rushing," she told me. Daniel had squeezed my hand under the table. "We're not rushing," he said calmly. My mother tilted her head like she was studying a cracked piece of glass. "You don't know her the way I do." That was the first warning, but I ignored it, because part of me still wanted her approval. When we started planning the wedding, she suddenly became helpful. Too helpful. She offered to handle vendor coordination, said she had experience with events, said she wanted to give me one good wedding memory. Looking back, that should have terrified me. But Daniel worked long hours. I trusted her, and for months everything looked perfect. Caterers booked, flowers selected, venue confirmed. My mother managed it all, smiling, taking notes, calling vendors, acting like the proud mother of the bride. The first crack appeared 3 weeks before the wedding. I was at her house reviewing the final seating chart when she left her phone on the table. A message popped up, just confirming the cancellation request came from you directly. Cancellation? My stomach tightened. I opened the message thread. There it was. My mother, canceling the venue, canceling the florist, canceling the caterer, every vendor, and then one final message she had sent to Daniel 2 days earlier. I'll never forget it. "My daughter is damaged goods. You're making the biggest mistake of your life." My chest felt hollow. For a second, the old version of me almost collapsed right there. But something inside me shifted. I didn't confront her. I didn't cry. I took screenshots. Then I quietly locked her phone and went back to the seating chart. When she walked back in, I smiled. And that was the moment the plan began. The first person I called was Lila. She listened silently while I explained everything. When I finished, she said, something that changed everything. "Okay," she said calmly. "Then we don't stop the wedding." I blinked. "What?" Her voice turned sharp. "We upgrade it." For the next 6 months, we built the real wedding behind my mother's back. The fake vendors she canceled? We let them stay canceled. But Lila's cousin owned a vineyard 40 minutes away. A beautiful one. Whitestone Terrace, rolling green hills, sunset views. We booked it quietly. Lila handled new vendors. Private contracts, private deposits, every confirmation sent to her email instead of mine. We even arranged transportation. 2 charter buses, waiting 3 minutes away from the empty lot. Because we knew exactly what my mother would do. She needed an audience. She needed humiliation. She needed to prove I was broken. So we gave her the stage she wanted. Which brings us back to that dusty lot. 200 confused guests. Daniel standing beside me. And my mother watching with quiet satisfaction. She stepped closer, voice soft enough that only we could hear. I tried to warn him. Daniel's jaw tightened. My mother continued, almost kindly. "You could still save yourself the embarrassment, sweetheart." Then Lila appeared beside me. Right on cue, she clapped her hands once. "All right, everyone," she said loudly. "Small change of plans." Guests turned toward her. My mother frowned. Lila grinned. "The ceremony location has been moved." 2 buses rolled around the corner. Engines rumbling. Guests murmured in surprise. My mother's smile faded slightly. I looked at her. 6 months ago, I said quietly, "I learned something about you." Her eyes narrowed. I continued. "You love control." She crossed her arms. And I realized something. I leaned closer. "You only win when people don't see you coming." The buses stopped. Drivers opened the doors. Lila raised her voice again. "Everyone please hop on. We'll be at the real wedding in 15 minutes. The word real landed like a hammer. My mother's face went pale. What? Daniel took my hand. Guests began boarding the buses, laughing, excited, confused but entertained. My mother grabbed my arm. What did you do? For the first time in my life, I pulled my arm away. I finished planning my wedding. Her voice cracked. You lied to me. I almost laughed. No, I said softly. I learned from you. The last guest climbed onto the buses. The engine started again. Dust swirled around us. My mother stood frozen in the empty lot she created. The humiliation she planned now belonged entirely to her. Lila leaned out the bus door. You coming? I looked back at my mother one final time. She looked smaller somehow, like the illusion had finally cracked. Enjoy the venue, I told her. Then I stepped onto the bus and left her exactly where she had tried to leave me, alone, in an empty lot, while my real wedding waited just down the road.